In this video, I'd like to discuss how to multiply and divide rational expressions. So multiplying and dividing rational expressions is just like multiplying and dividing fractions. So here you see we have our first example, and we are dividing in this example. So I don't know if you've heard this phrase, but this is the rhyme that I use. Dividing fractions, easy as pie. You flip the second and multiply. So this symbol, division, is going to turn into multiplication. And we are going to flip the second fraction. So essentially we're doing the reciprocal. But we're going to keep the first fraction the same. Now, in order to multiply these or divide, I always suggest that you factor first. So anytime you see a plus or a minus in a rational expression, remember it must be canceled as a package. So we need to factor it to make sure that none of these things are the same. So looking at the top of the first fraction here, we notice they have a common factor of 2. So I'm going to pull out a 2, and what I have left when I pull out a 2 is w minus 2. So divide both of these by 2, and you get w minus 2. The bottom one here is a quadratic, so we need to factor that quadratic. We're going to do that by looking at the constant, which is 6. The factors of 6 are 1 and 6, and 2 and 3. How do I get negative 5w from these factors? Well, I can actually get them from both, right? I can do 6 minus 1, or I can do 1 minus 6, or negative 2 minus 3. But the problem is this is where this sign right there is going to come in really handy. So this is a minus sign. In order to get a minus when we're multiplying, we have to have opposite signs. So one of them has to be positive, one of them has to be negative. So if I'm looking back here, what one gives me one negative and one positive? Well, when I do negative 5 and I do negative 2 minus 3, both of those are negative. So I'm going to choose the opposite one, which is 1 minus 6. So w plus 1, w minus 6. Okay, looking over here, common factor, both terms in the top have a factor of 3. If I pull out a 3, I have left w plus 1. Down here, common factor this time of 6. If I pull out a 6, I left w minus 2. So I like to tell my students that they have two ways that they can cancel. First, they can cancel up and down. So looking up and down here, I can't cancel anything. Can I cancel anything here up and down? Well, not with my binomials, but if you'll notice out front, I can cancel something there. Both have a factor of 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So that 6 becomes a 2, and the 3 cancels. They also can cancel kitty corners, so top to bottom. Can I cancel anything top to bottom there? Why, yes, of course. I can cancel the w minus 2. But I can also cancel that 2. See how they both have a 2? So that can cancel as well. And then lastly, we can look from bottom to top. So from bottom to top, we can cancel a w plus 1. So almost everything has canceled. We have left 1 over w minus 6 times 1 over 1. So my answer is 1 over w minus 6. Hopefully that helped you understand multiplying and dividing rational expressions a little bit better.